Good to walk the pitch because for two reasons. A lot of boys haven't been to Vegas before and played here, and also just this pitch is very different to any other pitch we play on. Yeah, look, hey, just travel with me for a little bit. Taking about 12 to 15 metres off. So if you're coming over here, this is probably where from here to the touchline is the extra space that you'd have in Wellington. So that's 1.5 defenders probably, and that's the difference between releasing your pace and having to really try to manipulate the space so that you can still preserve that outside space. So for us, we're still going to have to hold defenders in the middle of the field, run our cut lines, play a lot of our offloading game down the middle to allow space out the back. And if we do that right, that's our game anyway. And so for that respect, it just makes sure that we got to be on point. You've got to get your space back here, because if the width isn't here, you can create it here, so you can keep your depth, so you can still have that space between attack and defence. But you come over to the kickoff, and it's a bit like cricket. Pitch gets drier over the 5 days normally, and so it gets harder and the bounce gets better. But if you look, the bounce is sometimes that can lift off sometimes on here, and on other parts it's harder. So the type of kick we want to put in, it might be a bit more balavu until the pitch gets a little bit harder. And playing against certain teams, maybe you're going to play a bit more territory there to hold them, let your defence do the job, and then get some offloads and some turnover out of it. So look, we'll have to play smart on this pitch as well, as will all the teams. You'll see South Africa and New Zealand kick long, put pressure on you, and they'll want you either to kick to touch lines, to line outs, which they'll attack from, or try and play out and then turn us over. So we'll expect plenty of kicks deep to us. Probably Samoa won't do that first up. And it's always dangerous to kick long against Fiji, because if we just get on half a shoulder or a bit of space, then we're gone. And teams are very anxious not to throw possession to us. So you're going to have a very confident defence that's want to kick deep against us, and we'll be ready for those. So we've looked at all of that this week. So it's it's a unique place here, and the boys are going to have to just get themselves up for 6 games. And that Samoa game for us is a huge first game. It's bigger really than that New Zealand game. We have to really hit that hard. Yeah, the boys certainly used to playing on surfaces that are not world-class standard, back at home in all the tournaments really. The width of the pitch, a wider pitch probably suits us in attack, probably suits us a bit more in defence to have a narrower pitch and get our line speed going. The thing is, teams will have different ways to try to solve this puzzle of a narrow pitch. And so our boys have just got to be concentrating for little chips over the top, little carries down the middle of the field. So you'll see teams on breakdowns in the midfield just try to drag you back and put inside balls. So if we haven't got our guard set at the breakdowns, or they're sliding across the field too fast, then they'll find the holes. Now all these things the boys are aware of. We've looked at how we're going to negate a team that plays kicking game against us, how they're going to try to break us down in the middle of the field with inside passes, and it's just about switching on. Technically, tactically, they know what they need to do, and it's about kutala no level and making sure that tactically that they just listen to each other and then react quicker than the opposition. This is a pitch that, weirdly, even though it's shorter and smaller, you have to react quicker to get those 50-50s and those turnovers and those balls that are going to go either way. So puts a lot of pressure on the team to stay focused for 6 games, keep the concentration up, and if they do that, then this tournament's there for us. We're doing very well this season, and I'm really proud of the boys' efforts, and I'm looking forward to just backing them all the time. All I keep saying to them is just keep making sure that as a group you stay together on the field when it gets a bit tough, that those 50-50 decisions are Fijian shirts on the floor first to everyone else, and you back each other up, you make good decisions on the field. All things we're capable of, and I'm looking forward to the boys just maybe getting a bit of a bit of weight off their shoulders by playing well in the group, going into the cup quarterfinals in really good mood.